Alex Rivera.
Yeah.
Welcome to Dr. Gold.
Welcome.
Yeah, good to see you.
Nice to see you.
I feel like I've probably never had an actual conversation with you before.
Probably not. We are always on the fly, it seems.
That's why I'm doing this thing, man. It's like DJs are too busy, and we actually have an interesting story to tell, I believe. I think that music matters. Good music matters. It's, I want to hear these stories.
Oh, for sure.
I'm trying to unpack them.
All right, cheers.
All right, man. Tell me your story.
All right, so I am a Brooklyn-born DJ, the son of a DJ as well. So
Like Dap.
Yeah, like
New York
literally
DJ,
like that. Yeah,
son of a DJ.
right.
Amazing.
We're infiltrating Pittsburgh.
Well, we needed it, man. Pittsburgh could use some fresh blood. That's for sure.
Yup.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I've been here since 2013 September, so I'm coming up on my 10 years pretty soon. Yeah. I started DJing in college though in 2011, September 2011. Didn't really take from my dad because like he not to make fun of him or anything, but he wasn't the best teacher, and I just kind of like pushed it to the side till I went to college. Then I went and I realized that all these parties had no DJ, like at all. I was like, I have to do something about that. I can't know what I know and not DJ. And that's how I started.
That's dope. I like that. What was the music that your dad was playing or that you were hearing in your house?
My dad is like, I guess, the open format DJ from back in the day. I would be in the house and he would be like, Spanish music, hip hop, then we're doing freestyle, then we're doing, like 80s freestyle. Just like whatever he could get his hands on. He's like one of those yes or no people. Like, yeah, it's good. No, I don't want to play it. Like,
I love that.
Yeah, keep it simple like that.
What were you able to take away? Were you able to take away some records or some MP3s or just style or nothing?
I have like an audiographic memory of all of the records that he ever played. It's strange. Like, I mean, if you listen to enough music for so long and that's your focus, that's probably what's going to happen anyways. But like, just like, when I started, I wasn't really good with my hands or anything, but I had such a depth of knowledge towards music that I was able to go like carve my way out, Did
you ever think about doing anything else?
Oh, no. I went to IUP for like half a year, found out I like DJing more than I like school, dropped out, and then just was like, I'm going to DJ.
IUP is kind of a strange place to go from Brooklyn, though.
Oh, yeah. I went to high school in the Poconos. Yeah. That's like a whole other story. I almost got stabbed like in school in New York on a public bus, and then my parents were like, "We're leaving." Yeah.
So scary, man.
Yeah. So I did high school in the Poconos, and then I graduated and went to IUP, and then I eventually, meandered down to Pittsburgh.
Where were you all in? Do they still live in the city?
Oh, no? My mom still works in New York, but they live in the Poconos.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half commute each way. And she's been doing that for like a while now. 15 years maybe? Crazy.
Wow. Yeah. I guess just introduce her to Dr. Gold podcast and you'll be good.
Yeah, for sure. Right?
I've been trying to get my mom going for a while, but it's interesting how I can't imagine driving without podcasts anymore. And even, for the last 4 years, I just are imagining a road trip without either movies on. Don't sue me. Don't come for me. Or, podcasts, stories, audiobooks, whatever. It's like, I can't even imagine it anymore. I just feel like it's a necessity, but I think different generations don't quite
right.
have that.
Yeah, my mom, she doesn't even drive really. She just takes the bus to New York and just like sleeps because it's like 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Where were you in Brooklyn? Where did you grow up?
I'm from Canarsie, and then we ended up moving to Staten Island as well. So I've been like traveling along for a while now.
Yeah, Shaolin.
Yep.
The Verrazano Narrows.
Yep.
I lived in Borough Park for a hot minute.
Nice.
3 months, 4 months. Really, I wasn't. I had my stuff in Borough Park. That was a rough situation. Couldn't make rent, and my grandma knew this Orthodox Jewish relative, a cousin Pacey. I'm sure he's dead now, but she knew him. She gave me his phone number. I showed up, and he gave me an apartment for free.
That's a blessing.
I mean, that's always how it was in our family, though, right? It was always about community. Like, that was the world that my grandma knew, was immigrant life, helping each other out. If if you're family, you take care of each other, like whatever you need. That was her world. I feel like I still belong in that world, but the world itself has changed a lot.
A lot, yeah.
People don't live as close to each other as they used to.
Yeah, no, with the internet, like a lot of the old things that we knew of kind of like, went out the window tradition-wise. It's interesting.
Yeah. Tell me about that experience of going to those parties. What was it, in college, IUP, and seeing that the entertainment was lacking, and then making the decision to buy gear, or what were the steps? Yeah,
no, there was like, I'm down there, I see the frat brothers just playing whatever on their iPods at the time, and I was just like, yo, I can't do this. So I asked my dad, and I was like, yo, I actually want to DJ now. Can you please help me? So, So he bought me a controller, and then I just had to go figure it out on my own at college after that. And I would drag like a 100-pound speaker like across campus to go, DJ for like $50.
Yeah, I always think about the differences now in terms of the startup cost, the initiation fee, the amount of effort it takes, the amount of time it takes to get involved. Where at one point you had to own a sound system.
Oh yeah. Oh, my first speaker setup. This is hilarious. My best friend can attest to this. We rolled up to this party with 9 computer speakers daisy chained and a guitar amp. That was our first speaker system.
Wow.
Yeah.
Made it work.
Yes. I think wild. I have pictures somewhere, but yeah.
I remember those old, 5.1 computer speaker setups.
Yeah,
those things
literally. Like, no, not even the heavy one. At this point, it's like 2011. They were like compact.
Oh, yeah, little clips or Harman Kardon. I don't mean heavy like that. I mean like it was an important part of my life.
Oh yeah, heavy.
Like I had the sub too, and that was, I remember my pre-college setup when I went to Carnegie Mellon, my first time living in Pittsburgh, and it was Kanye's College Dropout had just came out. And I just was listening to it the entire summer long. Some special moments. All Falls Down.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah. So eventually you made it, I guess, a career.
Yes.
How did you navigate that?
That was a lot of lost, that's for sure. So I ended up dropping out, like I said, and then I was like, all right, well, how am I going to DJ, right? So I'm in the Poconos. There is nowhere to DJ over there. None. Like, you're just doing like, country bars basically. Ooh. So I went immediately into electronic music and saw that there was this party that was going on around different counties in Pennsylvania. So I ended up hitting up the party on Facebook and was like, yo, I'll do like anything. I will set up speakers. Like, I just want to DJ. Wow. And I went to this man's wedding now that owned the company.
Wow.
And he let me go DJ, 18 years old, in front of 3,000 people.
Wow. Was it a rave? Or?
Yeah. Like all the lights, like all the fixings in a like Harrisburg in a farm convention center. It was ginormous. 3,000 people literally showed up. I was like, wow, blown away.
Cool. That's nuts. What was the name of the venue or company or
rave
or whatever?
Oh my God. Party Alliance.
Sweet. It was just a guy who was traveling around with
his name is Rob
speakers.
Sijaversky, and he owns an event company now to this day that's been like, building since then, but like rather than do raves, he's more into like weddings and corporate now.
Sure.
But like at that point it was like, wow, he's literally pulling together this many people on his own.
Yeah, those little like traveling entertainment companies have always interested me. There's people who do the glow parties with the paint.
Yeah, he was doing that.
Yeah. And especially I think when EDM, like this kind of buzzword, was really hitting, it was like this glow rave, suds, bubbles, whatever.
2011 to like 14, 15, like.
Yeah. It, I feel like I kind of missed out on it. I was in New York DJing, like really, really focused until 2014. And then just like fell off the map. I was more like blog era,
Yeah.
And but once like that EDM everything world took over, I had pivoted out. What brought you into Pittsburgh, and how have you interfaced with Pittsburgh? What's been the DJ in Pittsburgh experience?
So I tried moving around one more time. And then my buddy was like, after it failed out, he was like, yo, let's try moving to Pittsburgh. And if it doesn't work out, don't ever talk to me again. We're done. Like, all right.
Wow.
So I jumped in the U-Haul with whatever I had in my room and just put my stuff in somebody's house and like went off.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And what was the never talk to me again thing?
No, because he had tried convincing me the first time, like, come with me to this place and, like, it's going to be good here. And then it didn't work out there, like, whatsoever. So he was like, do it again. If it doesn't work out, I'll never bother you again.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right.
This is it. This was like your last chance.
Yeah, we're still friends to this day. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Shout out Charles, man.
What was your dad able to teach you when you finally told him, hey, I want to learn?
I don't think it was more so like DJ lessons per se, but like along the way throughout the years, he'll like come to one of my events and like just critique me, you know what I'm saying? Like during the event, like, hey, or I DJ'd my cousin's wedding. He's like, hey, you need to go let the song play out a little bit longer, bro. Come on.
I love that.
Yeah. So, but I think more so is just like, like life and like business and like, just like getting to go tell him like what I was experiencing at the time of the moment of the gig, and just like moving forward from there. So a lot of old experience that way, like throughout the years. But I think I learned a lot more from like Pittsburgh DJs.
Like who do you look up to here?
I look up to people like Nugget, the Bonics, Yamez, like There's a bunch of DJs, Jakes, Four, Midas, like just the old guard for real. I'm Big Phil, like I'm sure I'm missing a bunch, but like just like the amount of work that you have to put in to go keep up a community like this is like, hard, and it's to be like, honored. So I guess I'm like a chameleon a little bit of like everybody, because I do come to a lot of people's gigs since I got here, like, Pete Butter was like everything to me when I was like 22.
Yeah, he was a really, really good DJ, and I feel like Pittsburgh missed him when he moved to New York, but it was a natural progression.
Yeah, like people come and go,
He had the New York Giant connection.
Yeah, no, he's like, that was like formative for me that he would actually let me sit in the DJ booth with him and just watch what he did.
Yeah, the momentum is crucial, I think, in that kind of, trajectory. People want to see that, like that you're progressing, and that you're taking the reins. How do you describe your sound, or kind of what you're trying to do with your music?
I guess the most important thing is that I want people to truly enjoy themselves and dance. So whatever that takes, I'm willing to play. Like, it doesn't matter. If I'm DJing for, like, college girls from Duquesne, I'm going to go play Taylor Swift. If I'm playing for my Latin party, Sazon, I'm going to be playing all kinds of Latin and Afro of variety of music, just like whatever it takes.
I love it. Yeah. Yeah. Is there a Latin scene in Pittsburgh? What's going on with the...
There is, and it's kind of small, so I wanted to just like, I feel like it's like underserved a little bit, so I wanted to go through like a, outdoor summer once a month day party like for years to come now that I just started last month.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you.
That's Blue Sky?
This next one is at Blue Sky. The first one was at the Flats.
Dope. So I guess the venue isn't as important as like the idea.
Hopefully we find like a home maybe like sooner rather than later, but like I want to go see what works and what doesn't and why it works and why it didn't first. So I'm taking this first season essentially to go figure out the kinks and then go run it real good next year.
Nice. And you definitely want to do it outside?
Yeah, if as much as I could do it outside, I'm gonna try and do it outside. And I like Blue Sky actually because it has like a complete cover for the DJ booth if it rains, like a solid like column approximately like 75 by 75, like above you.
Nice. I had a Latin party at 5801 at some point. It did not last long. We tried. Yeah. It was Moonbatone era.
Oh my goodness.
So probably 2010,
yeah.
Like 2010, 2011. Maybe earlier. What do you think? Maybe like 2009, 2010. Yeah. What would have been your favorite places to play? I know you play at Goldmark a lot.
Yeah, Goldmark is up there. Shout out Nugget Man for letting me go throw this one night stand party for the last 5-6 years.
Oh, that's crazy. Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, we just had Bonics play the last one. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, yeah, I was there. It was a hell of a time. It was Thursday, right? Or
It's on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. It's on first Thursday. I lied. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I'm
thought
mixing
so.
up. It used to be on Wednesday.
Yeah. So I guess if Bonics is in town and asks to play your party,
do you really say no?
Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, his set was interesting. It was like, a lot of music I didn't know, which he does that now. Like he'll show up and just play all shit I've never heard before.
Yeah,
then I'm like, wow, that's amazing. But sometimes I kind of miss like the old Bonics. I just want like the Tribe Called Quest and kind of old school hip hop.
Yeah, well, I think that's with any artist for real. Like I want the old Kanye back, but like I don't think we're getting them.
Right. It's more on me than it is on them. Like every artist wants to progress. Like Radiohead doesn't want to play Creep.
Right.
Like, do you think if Nirvana was still around that they would play Smells Like Teen Spirit? Like,
I don't know. You don't think
no
so?
Fucking way, man. Dude, could you imagine? Never.
Yeah, it gets stale after a little bit, but that's with like anything. Even I've had to like, reinvent myself like musically because I felt like I was being stale,
Tell me more about that.
So I was like just kind of playing like top 40, top 100 gigs because I was literally trying to pay my bills. Like, then that's all that I could like get. And then eventually like the SoundCloud era like took a huge boom and I discovered like Selection Radio. And then I was like, yo, there's like this whole community out here that I want to like sound like and, emulate. Like, it was amazing. So I was like, okay, what do you want to do? I want to be, my last name is Rivera. I want to play Latin music, and then, but like my roots is in like DJing open format through my father. So it's like, I want to play a little bit of everything. I don't want to be pigeonholed to like one genre, So eventually like, I started like sliding around the electronic scene around here. Like 2015, I was throwing like a house music weekly in Southside. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So, made connections like that, picked up a lot of music and friends along the way. So, like, I just, like, I think if I were to describe my style right now, it'd be like, like electronic music, hip hop, and like SoundCloud remixes and gems with like a little bit of turntablism in between.
I love that. What about, who wouldn't get down for that? That's great. What about like making your own edits and production?
So I actually just created a new moniker like character, and it is going to be AloVera. Yeah.
Love that. Wow. Yeah, that's so natural.
Yeah, so I
Dope. And it's such a part of the Latin like world too. I mean, the aloe plant, aloe juice.
Yeah,
like my mother-in-law used to feed me that stuff.
Yeah, there's so many ways you can like brand and slice it for I like.
It can cure sunburns when you're in Florida. They'll crack that open for you if you get a little too much sun and make you drink it. They'll be like, you got to heal from the inside out.
Straight up. Yeah, but I like literally was like, yeah, I mean, everybody knows, I guess, like DJ Alex Rivera in some form of way, like around like bar scene. Why don't I like focus on like being a producer now and go, oh, sorry about that, and like really take this seriously.
It's like still ringing in my ears a little.
Sorry about that. I'm clumsy. But yeah, so I put out my first mashup like a few months ago.
Oh, nice! Congrats.
And I'm actually going to be trading DJ lessons with a colleague for production lessons pretty soon. Actually, starting tomorrow.
Sick. I'm trying to think of who I like as producers here. I mean, I know Tanner, No Casino, Bus Crates. Obviously, I think if I really wanted lessons from anybody, I would go to Bus Crates just because he's doing, I think, the closest to what I'm interested in terms of production is funk. You know, analog funk, analog synths, and also melody. You know, I think you kind of have to choose. Am I going to make rap beats or am I going to make tunes? Am I going to make melodies?
Yeah.
And for me, it's like, yeah, I definitely want melody. I definitely want songs. I want to make songs. Electronic music, I had been getting lessons from Strobe. That would have been like the number one person to go to back in the day. But obviously he's in Canada now.
Yep.
Everybody was like, fuck Trump, I'm moving to Canada. And Strobe was like, no, dude, I already left.
Yeah, peace.
He was the one person who actually did it.
Yep, he was serious.
Put his money where his mouth was.
Love it.
Nice work. Mm-hmm. But he's very much missed, though, I feel, in terms of like the actual house scene here.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people that are really doing that.
I mean, the house scene's kind of growing over here, but I think it kind of lacks like that, you know, like seniorship, like a little bit, where like it's like, hey, here's like, you know, like we just had hip hop history, like there should be like a house music history, like, you know, head that's like spearheading like stuff over here so people can be educated. I am about like education of people musically. That's like a big thing for me.
That's dope. Yeah, I know Selecta definitely has deep crates. You have his logo. You got the Selecta logo.
Yeah, no, I just tattooed a 40.5 adapter on me when I was like 18 so people knew I was serious about DJing.
Smart. Yeah, let's fucking go. And then you can't change your mind. It's like when I got my wife's name tattooed on my chest. It's like, you know, cover-ups are expensive.
Yeah. Like, no.
So is divorce, obviously. So.
Oh my God. I don't know. Talk about that.
So what other goals do you have? What are you thinking? I guess that's a big one is the production side, the new persona. I think that's such a good idea, by the way. I've talked to a few people about that. They're like, I can't figure out how to start this new project. It's like, well, just make a new name.
You know, it's like a whole rebrand. Like eventually I just want like, you know, DJ Alex Rivera to like slide into like weddings and straight corporate stuff, you know, and then just like have this AloVera thing be like what I truly focus on.
Sick. Do you have a logo yet?
Don't have a logo yet. I'm looking for like a solid graphic designer because this is going to be something that I'm going to be rolling with for a while.
Do you know Zach Dubs, Zero Dubs?
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, he's helping me with some things. If you're
he did my he did one of my first logos actually.
Oh, the one with you in the middle.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
with the chain.
Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Okay. And have you been doing some of that corporate work and the weddings?
Yeah, I actually started shifting in that direction because I got fired from like a residency in like April, and that was like what I was like, you know, kind of hung my hat on for a while, and then I lost that. I was like, you know what? I don't really want a DJ like, you know, bar kind of deal anymore. Like, I think I would rather, you know, be at somebody's mansion pool party, just like, you know, under umbrella, like having a water.
What do you think it takes to, you know, what do you think happened? Is it promotion? Is it like they're looking for a younger kind of crowd, or it's just
I don't know what they're looking for.
Yeah.
It just seems like, well, first I can only speak for what I've like encountered, but just like Southside seems like right now, and like for a while now since pandemic really, that like some people decided that like that fast money is more important than patron safety. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm not naming names or anything, but it just is what it is. So I have decided to move forward from that and go into corporate and weddings because I want to go celebrate life.
Yeah, absolutely. I think my problem is probably I want to celebrate life, but I'm totally uninterested in DJing corporate and weddings.
Oh, I feel that too. No,
there's no gig for me.
No, that's a horrible place to be in. I think what I've learned though is to like take enjoyment in other people's enjoyment, you know? And it's like,
that's dope.
Like I might not like this song, but I know for a fact those 17 of them are gonna love it if I play it right now.
I was like, I've always been a bit of a troll, and also just a kind of a nebbish is like the Jewish word for it. Just somebody who kind of gets under people's skin and intentionally agitates people. It's just something I've enjoyed even before the internet days. It was just, and the internet just makes it more fun. But I remember, like I was DJing for Bonics at one of these day parties, kind of like what you're talking about, like very corporate, like somebody's wedding or engagement party or something, you know what I mean? Out in the like sunlight in Washington, PA or some shit. And I was just like covering for him when he went to the bathroom or to fill up his plate at the buffet or whatever. And it's like the kind of thing I would do, you know, for a couple of years of my life, where I would just kind of go to gigs with him, watch him work, fill in whenever he needed. And he had already introduced me to the lady whose party it was. At one point I'm DJing. She comes up to me after I'd played like one song. Hey, I want you to play Black Eyed Peas, Meet Me Halfway. I look at her. I'm like, no fucking way. That song is so bad. I just told her, I'm like, that's a fucking terrible song, and I'm not going to play it. Like, I could have just said I don't have it, right? You know, at that point, that's a legitimate excuse. Now, I don't know, Wi-Fi and everything. You can't really say that anymore, can you?
No, you can't really. That actually happened at my sister's wedding. The wedding DJ told us that he didn't have the song after we tried paying him. And then my mother came up and asked him, because she's like, you know, responsible for paying for this wedding, and was like, can you play this song? And he was like, I don't have Wi-Fi. Meanwhile, the entire resort has Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So I stepped over there and said, hey, pal, I DJ for real.
Yeah.
And then he got somebody to come over and basically go tell my parents that if I don't step away from him, that the whole thing was going to be over. Wow. So obviously I stepped away, and like, you know.
Did he play the record?
No. Yeah.
Was it an important song?
I think my brother's girlfriend asked for Shakira.
Yeah.
And then somebody else asked for Mac Miller.
It was reasonable. Was it in Pittsburgh?
No, it was in Florida. Yeah.
Yeah, Mac is like a very uniquely Pittsburgh thing. I mean, obviously it makes sense, but it definitely doesn't go as hard in other places.
Right. Oh no. But like at the same point, it's like, you know, you have half the family from like Pennsylvania and the other half's from Florida. So like,
yeah, play the fucking song. I'm your boss right now. Play the song.
We're trying to give you more money on top of the money you're already getting from this. Just play the song.
Right. There's a time and a place for requests.
Right.
Like maybe like, not Goldmark.
No,
like with the sign lit, but at a wedding, corporate gig, whatever. If I'm hiring you, play my shit.
You're literally responsible for people's joy as a you're like they're like, you know, like joy coordinator, like for real. So if you're at a like, you know, like an intimate setting like a wedding, why not?
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, especially if it's a bride or like bridal party or anyone that's in the wedding, whatever, mom, somebody who's paying me. I mean, I've learned my lesson. I think in hindsight, I definitely would not have played Meet Me Halfway, but I would have just given a better excuse. I wouldn't have said that's a terrible fucking song. I would have said like, I don't have it maybe. But I guess now what would I have said?
I try to like skip around a little bit, like, hey, I will get to it in like a little bit, but it doesn't fit with what I'm doing right now. And
that's
like,
very respectful. Yeah, long though. Long for a loud club.
Well, this is like wedding I'm talking about. Okay. Like never at a club. Like, I don't have time at the club. Like my hands are flying around so fast, and then somebody shoves like their phone up like that, and I'm like, yo.
Oh, that's a new thing. Is that in Snapchat, or is there an app that they're using?
I think it's Snapchat.
Snapchat has they
have like a certain text font, and like a certain color, and everybody just pulls it up.
It's super bright, and you can like hold up your phone.
No, this one time I was DJing the flats, and I apologize to whoever I did this to, but I was like at that moment, like, wow. This dude was in the corner, like standing, like on furniture, essentially. They have like a back bar row or whatever. And he like put up the fucking black and yellow Snapchat sign. And I can't read it, obviously. I'm 50 feet away in a dark place. Yeah. So I just flipped him a bird real quick. And then he actually apologized because he knows I can't read that. But not at a wedding, though. That's like not the place for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I had the last gig I played was a wedding for my buddy in Charleston, and it was actually really fun. I played on sticks and CDJs, which I had never done before.
Oh, nice!
Actually went pretty decently well. It's all kind of the same shit, right? You're just like dragging and dropping, not using a computer. You have like less distraction almost when you don't have the computer. You can't do as much, but still, I'm just blending records, right? I'm just like, the challenge was the names. Like all my shit is not tagged for.
Yeah, like you know
that style. Like the names had all these numbers in front. Like,
right.
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 9, 9, Mac Miller.
Yeah.
So that was challenging. But the point was I went beyond requests. I actually let this chick DJ. Like there was somebody who came up to me and was like, yeah, I have better music for this crowd than what you're playing. And I was like, come on, let's go.
Please.
She just got back there and started playing all this like Lebanese music, like Palestinian records, and like all this different stuff. The crowd was losing it. It was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. For a second, she kind of lost steam because she couldn't do transitions. People don't realize how important transitions are. I think a lot of even DJs think that it's all about music selection, and it's actually, I think, probably like less than 50%. I think the sequencing is probably like 30, and then the transitions are probably at least 20 or more.
Yeah, I like your grading system. Yeah, that's not a bad grading system. Yeah, I think like, you gotta make sure the song's right. Definitely gotta make sure that like it blends smoothly together, and it really matters on how you play it. Like always. It's like, if you play it a certain way, that could be the moment that like takes off the energy for the entire party for the rest of the night. Like, and then you just have an easy night after that.
That's a really cool way to think about it. I think it can have the opposite effect too, right? You can play even one record that's poorly produced, like poorly mastered, or like a low bitrate MP3, or just doesn't sound right for the night, or the wrong genre, or whatever. Like a bad remix with like shitty drums laid over the top, and that one. Or you just play like a song too quiet, like you haven't actually gone through your records beforehand and matched gains or whatever. But I guess Serato does that for you now. Right?
Like to a certain extent, but like, sometimes you can't get stuff, and then you like, perhaps rip it. I'm not saying that you should, but but just, you have to like, or here's a perfect example. In My Feelings by Drai came out, right? And Kiki, Do You Love Me or whatever.
Yeah.
That song was mastered so low the day that it dropped that when I dropped it for the first time, people just like, what? Yeah. So like I had to then they came out with the correction. I was like, thank God, but I had to they came out with the correction for that song.
That's so interesting. There's a lot of like albums and songs that come out in a certain form and then kind of shift and transfer, and like Kanye was the king of that.
Oh,
right?
yeah, the Life of Pablo, that was
12
crazy.
versions of one album, and nobody had the real album. And then the next one after that, he released with the Stemverter, right, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
Where you had the machine and you could listen to it however you wanted to. You could just hear the bass or the vocals or whatever. Like you had to buy it with that box.
Yeah, it was like a $200 box. I was like, come on, bro. Like, I'm just trying to go listen to this.
It's trying to push the art forward, right? It's like eventually after you do College Dropout and Yeezus and 808s and Heartbreak, you've already had the Rolling Stone kind of waxing poetic about how you're the greatest artist of the generation. What do you do after that? You're not just going to make another record. Like, you're not going to make another R&B record. So I kind of understand, but yes, it was also quite frustrating.
Yeah.
Not having the record.
Yes. I just wanted it.
And then there's a lot where there's censored versions that exist, but there's no uncensored version. Like Gimme the Loot, the Biggie Smalls record.
Yeah.
There's also the Old Dirty Bastard. What's the name of that record? It's a collaboration with like Mariah Carey or one of the R&B singers, where his whole second verse is completely reversed. It's all bleeped out.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm talking about?
I vaguely remember. I'm not picking it up right now.
Watch my own things out. No, hey, dirty. Maybe it's the Baby I Got Your Money, maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it might be Baby I Got Your Money. And the whole second verse is completely bleeped out.
Yeah.
So it's like nobody ever heard that second verse. I wonder what he's saying. Something terrible.
Probably.
Usually it's like, it's not profanity that gets kind of like permanent censored is the way I would describe it. There's some Eminem records that are like that too, where it's like, it's so bad that even the uncensored version is censored.
No, I'm struggling right now to get, because like, for instance, I have a 13-year-old's birthday party coming up. I literally don't know how to play and they want hip hop primarily. It's like, okay, what are your parents comfortable with? And what, like, cause like now you put a clean version. It's not always like clean.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah. No, the content itself is not really appropriate, but I guess you can get all those clean edits from whatever, Break the Crates.
Yeah, I think now we're moving to like squeaky clean.
Oh, they'll give you two different versions of cleanness.
I've seen two different. Since I was a kid, there's always been like a squeaky clean version, but I wish that we would shift to that more often, because like literally I DJ at a bunch of places where I should not be playing even sometimes the clean version now.
I've made it just a habit of not collecting censored records. I think it's weird because I was such a radio DJ. You know, I did like 4 or 5 years on college radio total, at least 2 years here in Pittsburgh at PTS, almost 3 years, then another couple years in Boston. And I loved it. It was one of the, like, my favorite things that I've done. But now you don't need censored music, right? I'm doing a radio show now. I can say whatever I want.
Yeah, we're in podcast, internet, radio era for sure.
Yeah, so I'm done with collecting edits. I think the person who kind of helped me into that world was he's like a hip hop DJ in LA named hiphopphilosophy.com is like the website. What's his name? hiphopphilosophy.com. Whatever. He's the biggest hater DJ you've ever met. It's insane. Oh, he hates Drake. He says, like, everybody fell off to him. You can't
tell him nothing.
There's only like 1 or 2 people that he still approves of. It's pretty funny. Everybody fell off, but he gave me a couple important pieces. One was don't play censored music. Like, just play the original version, whatever. And the other one was don't play beats without drums. You know?
Yeah, you need some drums.
All these records now that are just coming out with, it feels like they forgot the damn drums. I mean, Travis Scott's album.
I'm gonna hold my thoughts on that one.
Did you like it?
No, I'm getting like a little older now. I don't even know. I don't know if 29's like old.
What are you, 30?
Yeah, I'm about to turn 30, but like I'm like at a point where I'm like, yo, are we really still doing this?
You can't dance if there's no drums, right? You can't feel it. You can't feel it if there's no drums. And I get it. Like, you can always make a redrum or whatever, but I don't know. I saw a photo of the studio that it was made in. It's like all these white walls, and I don't know. It's like Johnny Depp's studio or Brad Pitt's studio.
Yeah, I think it was like Brad Pitt's studio
in like France. And it's fucking fuck, man. Like, yeah, it sounds like it was made there with all that leather and white leather and a beautiful white leather couch. Like,
I think for me, like music should be truly relatable. Like if you're trying to like party to it or like, you know, get around your day to day. And I don't feel like I relate to a lot of the music that comes out these days.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the last album that came out that really got me excited.
Right.
I was really, really, really feeling the Oppenheimer 70 millimeter edit that I saw 2 nights ago.
I didn't even know that existed till just now.
Did you see the film?
No, I did not see the film. Oh, I have to go sit down.
So you can't see it in 70 millimeter analog in Pittsburgh. It doesn't exist. Our IMAX at the waterfront is just 2 like digital projectors. There's no film. But I wanted to see the film, so I went to Grand Rapids, Michigan, and saw the film the night before my interview.
Oh my goodness,
on Tuesday morning.
That's wild.
Yeah, they started at 10 a.m. though, so I was fine. But the movie did get out at like 1:15. It was like 10:15 p.m. to 1:15. I was very proud of myself for not peeing.
Yeah, that's a long one, man.
Yeah. And but you know, it's an entire wall, right? It's like IMAX the way you remember it, with the entire wall, just this massive 50-foot screen that goes straight up to the sky. And, you know, that's what Christopher Nolan shot it for, right? It was filmed in 70 millimeter for a reason. It was filmed for that. So go see it, folks, if you haven't. Although, I don't know, I don't want to give away any spoilers, but no, I'll just say good things about it. It's incredible that what he was able to do with only one explosion, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole film is like centered around this, and it's just one. And he's able to capture people's attention for 3 hours. It's pretty remarkable. And it's a biopic, right?
Yeah.
When was the last time you had a blockbuster biopic?
True. This is true.
Crazy. Dope. What else do you do aside from DJing? Like, when you wake up on Monday morning, Tuesday morning, what do you do?
I go to the personal trainer. Everybody should go take care of their health if they don't already.
Oh, amen. Absolutely. Yeah. Food especially. Food and exercise, man. Those are my big 2 things.
Yeah. And then like, you know, I take care of like, you know, business emails, phone calls, text messages or whatever throughout the day. And then I'm practicing scratching and, you know, music research. I just DJ.
Dope. How do you organize your music?
I'm the most unorganized DJ on the planet. I am so bad. Like, I want to be better, and I'm probably going to go have people help me do it. But, like, I have, like, a scrambled brain, but, like, my method works for me. And I'm sure that goes for, like, a bunch of DJs. I kind of, like, you know, whatever event I have to go get ready for, I like to put in, like, reference tracks for that like event specifically, or if it's like a recurring event and I know I play it a lot, and whatever I use that I know works, I'll just like throw it in there and just keep on going.
And these are crates in Serato, or these are the actual folders
in Serato.
Like, on your computer somewhere?
No, in Serato.
The folders on your computer, it's just anything's anywhere. You have hard drives, computers, multiple computers, just CDs, DVDs sitting around.
Yeah, I got like
jump drives.
Yeah, I have like 4,000 records sitting in my house right now. I'm like, wow.
The vinyl?
Yeah.
Wow. A lot of LPs or mostly singles?
Singles, LPs, promo singles, like double albums, like
45s.
I got a couple 45s, but I'm probably gonna get like 300 more pretty soon or so. Yeah, but I have to go find covers for them right now.
It's all everything's blank, like. They're all with no sleeves?
Yeah, it's my grandfather's 45 record collection. He passed away. That's actually why I became a full-time DJ too. So now my dad's trying to pass me off those 45s because I'll be the one that's going to be keeping them for a while now.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And you know they're in good shape?
Yeah, it's my dad. It's my granddad. They're going to be in great shape.
That's awesome. Do you have an idea about what kind of music? Is it like Motown?
No,
or?
a lot of Spanish music.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh, my dad's Puerto Rican, and you know my grandfather's Puerto Rican, so just like a lot of like you know Latin diaspora records.
Sick. Yeah, that'll be fun. Fun going through.
Yeah.
This one's not very good. I got this from I think my buddy Carlton gave me that at his wedding. It was like one of the party favors. Yeah, it's cool. I like I kind of like the 45s that don't have the big hole.
Yeah, yeah. No, I enjoy them too. Yeah, I got to get my 45 game up. I need to start getting back to the record store, but I have a problem, man. Like, I go in there, I'm like, yeah, I could just drop like this much, but the answer is no, you can't.
It's an investment, right? It's a business investment.
I don't know about like collecting records. I've been in record shops since like birth, basically, and just like, you know, like that's just in my soul to go buy a bunch of records for no reason.
Yeah, I didn't get to do any record shopping in Detroit. I wish I could. I wish I.
Oh, that would have been sick.
It's a great place. Still a lot of places to go. What was it? The Rock Shop or anyway. Have you done any traveling? Have you been able to get out of Pittsburgh a little or play back in New York at all?
Yeah, my DJ career has taken me a ton of places, actually. I got to go play New York with Yamez in Brooklyn at this place called Union Pool.
Oh, I know Union Pool.
Yeah, that was an amazing experience. I was like playing local Pittsburgh rap and they were dancing to it like no sweat. It was amazing. Sick. Yeah. And then I've went on tour with Wu Tang Clan as an opener. For 2 weeks on their 25th anniversary tour with my rapper.
Who's your rapper?
His name is Dylan Cooper.
Yeah.
He has gone on tour with them internationally a few times. He's like a very talented hip hop artist.
Sick.
Yeah, the one day I was like DJing at Scenario on a Friday night and he called me and he was like, yeah, you want to come on tour with me with the Wu? And I was like, yeah, I think I'll do that.
Wow. Did you get to meet and hang out with Wu Tang at all?
Yeah, we were on like tour buses with them, green room. Like I was like, you know, hanging out like Capadonna. At the end of the trip, I got Rizzo to go sign my dad's record. It was like a pretty sick experience. I'm not gonna lie, but it was also like a double-edged sword for me because like I can never forget it now. Like at that point in my career, I was like not ready like on a hand skill level like to like compete. Like I was on stage with like Jedi Mind Tricks DJ and Wu Tang's DJ, and then we're in the back in the green room. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So ever since that trip, I've been like trying to just practice my hand skills so that the next time I get back to these stages again, then I'm like, yo, I'm ready to go be here now.
Yeah, go and like get back in the dojo. Yeah. Get to the Yamez and Bonics.
Literally.
Dr. Dap kind of scratching level. We opened for Jedi Mind. We brought them, I think, to Mr. Smalls one time. And I opened for them with my rapper, MH the Verb.
Nice.
I didn't really like DJing for rap shows. I did a lot of it because it was like what was happening at the time.
Yeah.
But man, it was pretty obnoxious when people would be handing me their CDs 5 minutes before they would go up, and I'm trying to install the tracks onto my MacBook.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
And I'm trying to like install the songs onto the hard drive because if you play them off the CD, the actual spinning CD freezes, and then the people get really upset.
Oh, I missed that whole era by a couple of years, and for that I'm thankful.
You should thank God every night for that shit, man.
Like I had my bunch of disturbances during those kind of events, but like, wow, I couldn't imagine.
Literally just walking up on stage, handing you the CD, you pop it in, and there's no time. Like, there's no time. You remember how slow the computers were back then? Like the MacBook, the original white MacBook with that little trackpad that didn't work.
I still have it.
Yeah. And then they'd be upset with you. It's like, we said on the mic, bring up your jump drive at the beginning, but nobody did.
Or just even before the show, just like handle that kind of stuff before the show.
But then I didn't have any extra slots for a jump drive probably because they never had extra USB slots. Those computers always had too few. What a mess. Yeah, that I liked like the energy of hip hop shows. I liked Z Lounge. I liked the venues. I thought like the H-Con Hookah Lounge was super fun when it was cracking. Spice Cafe we used to do in Oakland. Peter's Pub, we did a ton in Oakland. And the energy was fun. I like the energy of a live performance. In fact, I'd rather do live performance than DJ. I think like DJs kind of get disrespected sometimes. You end up feeling a little bit like maybe they're waiting for something else to happen. Like when you're not headlining like a Vegas level show with fireworks and fucking sparks and shit. And even when you are, like I've gone to, what's the spot in that used to be the Rex in Southside?
Oh, Enclave.
Yeah. So I've gone there and they've got fucking sparks shooting up in the air and people are fucking CO2 cannons and shit. And people are standing around talking and looking at their cell phones. I'm like, I don't want to be the DJ if shit like that's happening.
No, well, I actually was like the second week DJ of like Enclave. I think that like, you know, the club culture has shifted like across America, honestly, where it's like, you know, we're trying to impress each other, sell bottles and music that influences bottle service, you know? And it's sad, but hopefully one day we get back to dancing in those kind of establishments again.
Yeah, you wonder what it will take. I guess a shift in the music, maybe like.
Yeah, and it's starting a little bit. You got like Drake putting out a house album, and then like Beyonce's putting out Renaissance with a lot of dance music, and it's not really like the 808 like club bangers like anymore. I hope there's like a huge shift in the next couple of years because I've been kind of bored with the music that's been coming out, and not to say that there's a lot of awesome music out there. Don't get me wrong, and I like stay on top of that, but like. You know, I've said to myself, like, okay, if there's not going to be that much music coming out that I truly enjoy, I'm going to be the sickest at throwbacks. Straight up, whatever I could get.
Absolutely. I want to play some of those throwback parties. I want to play like those 90s, 2000s, MySpace night, like, you know, Tall Tees, whatever, like those ones where they're trying to do my shit. I feel like I'm seeing people that are playing music from when I was DJing, 2006 to 2009, they're trying to do what I did, right? It's like, you weren't there. How are you going to be the guy? I mean, I get it. It's cool. Whatever. Try. But like, I remember that shit. Like, put me in. Let me play that fucking Lick Me Like a Lollipop.
True.
I remember it.
No, even crazier is Tall Tees now has like a new sect of the party for the 2010s. Look, imagine that.
How can that be a throwback? That to me is like yesterday. That's so funny.
Right. I mean, like some of the stuff from like, you could literally go back as like 2010 and like play some truly, truly interesting tracks. But I guess it leaves a lot of creativity because we did just finish a whole decade, you know?
Yeah, I can't see 2010s as throwback. Like 2018, 2019, you can play a record from there and people still think it's new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I'm not buying it.
Yeah, and I think your average consumer just doesn't really care about music these days.
Do you think music videos matter?
I think that they matter to the right person, but I feel like a lot of like quality of the music videos have kind of gone out the windows. Like you're not knocking down like somebody's door and be like, "Yo, did you see this music video?" Like, not really anymore. Like,
yeah, those 10. You know, when it was a huge deal that Michael Jackson was spending $100 million on a music video, like when he did Thriller and did music videos for, you know, 5-6 songs. And when he was making like movies and nobody was like, you do a 30-minute long movie for a song, you know, I guess the format has kind of changed, right? People are looking at their phones vertically more now. Yeah. Nobody wants to turn that shit to the side.
Yeah, TikTok era is crazy. I wish I jumped on sooner.
Do you feel like it's a viable way to blow up as a DJ?
Yeah, it literally is. If you have like, you know, the right hashtags and like, you know, amongst other factors, like the way that you position like your video clip, like when you like, I forget what it's called, but like it basically does a little boomerang when you're like looking at like the screen on TikTok, and if the content is engaging, somebody is more likely to go click on that.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure the algorithm for TikTok is like way more open than Instagram right now, which is why people flock to it so quickly. And like, you know, you can get like 2 million views like B-Ren.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I can do it. Like, I know for a fact that I get pulled into the Instagram. You know, I wish I could just post and ghost and like make things. And Instagram has been really good to me. Don't get me wrong. The the Croc Mode page now, I can post things that I'm very interested in and consistently get like thousands of impressions, 40 likes or so. It's like, it's doing better than my page where I have more followers, whatever. I think because of this, because of the, podcast, and because I'm doing it completely organically, I'm not like using any help or trying to do it in any kind of artificial way. And then just bringing in everybody, like everybody who's got any heat in Pittsburgh that I like, that I trust, and I think actually has some talent and is doing it for the right reasons and is passionate and cares. Just bring them all in, and then their fans come and see my shit. So I don't know though. TikTok is tough to think about. I want to post some routines. Maybe I think it would be good for me, get my chops back and things like that. But
yeah, routine videos. I've kind of like tried to treat it like a lifestyle kind of page. So like, hey, here's what I did last night. And, try to keep it like engaging a little bit. I haven't been on in a little bit though. I should get back to that. My goal for TikTok is to try and get 1 gig like off TikTok, like out of town.
Is that, so what would be the perfect number of gigs for the week? Like on a week-to-week basis for me? Yeah.
Like 3 to 5. I've had times where I've DJed 7 times during the week, 2-3 times in one day, get busy.
You don't get burned out?
I've been doing this for, you get burned out at some point, but that means you have to have ways to go recover quickly from the burnout. So I try to keep it fresh, and just do different stuff all the time. And for real, the personal trainer has been helping me a lot with burnout and stuff, because if you're working on your body, then you're less prone to the burnout.
Totally. Yeah. I think definitely have to exercise, man. That's crucial. Get that cardio in.
Mm-hmm.
Eat right. Don't believe the hype. Shop on the outside of the grocery store. Eat food that looks like food.
Eat food that looks like food. That is important.
Don't eat food with ingredients.
Yes.
That's my advice.
Yeah, anything you get burnt out for, if you're there long enough, but it's a matter of doing stuff in between that helps out. I was I'm kind of playing the same gigs all the time, and then I ended up picking up a radio show through Make Sure You Have Fun FM.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, so I have 3 episodes out right now, and it's stuff that I truly, truly enjoy, and that's my release, to go change it up from what I do for money on a weekly basis.
Dope. Is it any talking, or is it just music?
Just music. I talked in one of them for a little bit, but I'm not really much of a talker. I just learned the microphone this year, literally.
well, thanks for doing the podcast, man.
Oh, absolutely. That's cool. Yeah, this is helping me out for real.
Yeah, mic skills are interesting. I wonder if I would still have it. I used to show up at parties in Pittsburgh and just yell on the mic at Diesel, Nuggets gigs.
You're braver than me.
Dude, I was like an MC, man. I used to MC events at the med school. I would MC, you know what I'm saying? I had a whole rap show as my send off in New York when I had my going away party at, I don't know, Pianos or wherever I think Pianos. Yeah. I was up on stage rapping and wrapped in a towel, just putting myself out there, man.
No, I feel that. I was at a point where I would DJ parties, and I would try to DJ it so I didn't have to use the microphone, because I was real scared for a moment, and then I had to go work in a strip club for a couple of months, and then literally that is where I picked up my microphone voice from, because you can't be scared to say anything in there. Literally, you
was
have
it
no fear.
Cheerleaders?
No, it was the Spearmint Rhino.
Oh, dope. How was that?
It was cool. I got treated nicely over there for the most part. Not something I wanted to do full time, but I'm glad that I picked up the skills that I picked up out of it, and made some money along the way.
Any good stories?
No, there's no good stories. There's none. Yeah, I actually Bonics set me up to go and like do that because like I was like about to be in the middle of like a lawsuit or so I thought. Ended up not happening, but I took that gig, and then I was working like 50 hours a week on top of my regular gigs.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I guess like they have long hours, right? I mean, you're open from.
Oh, they had me running like 4 p.m. They had me running like 4 p.m. to like 3:30 a.m. for like the first like month that I worked there, like on weekends.
You're just losing so many other gigs. It's not worth it, right? Like I would do it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, maybe.
I ended up being able to talk to them and be like, "Hey, I have a gig on this day, and I can't be in for this," you know. Then we had like a rotation of DJs or whatever, and somebody else would cover for when I had to go out for an actual gig.
An actual gig, or like you could like have somebody come in and do the night part. Like you could do the day party or whatever, and like play until 6 p.m. and then have somebody come in and do 10 to 2 or whatever.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, you spread yourself too thin, man. Shit like that where it's like an everyday thing. I mean, I have DJs that come on here that get interviewed who have 9 to 5s. And I always ask, like, where do you think your DJ career would be if you were able to give it your all, if you were able to give 100%?
No, yeah, I had to make a decision a while ago about that. I was at a $15 an hour job, like 2015, and then I was like getting a bunch of gigs, but I was like at that like cusp of where I'm like, do I like quit my job right now and just do this? And I was scared, and that's a theory. That's a thesis of my DJ career, scared, like, all right, I got to figure this out. So then my grandfather passed away, and then my job would not let me off of work to go like be with my family directly after. And I quit my job in the morning, and I have been not with the job since December 23rd, 2015, just DJing.
Dude, congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I tried to get away from my residency when my mother-in-law died. She was in Florida, and it was like a really tough time with residency. It was quite busy. I asked the chief resident, I was like, I really need to be with my wife. I really need to like support her right now. And we need to go. He's like, yeah, it's not going to happen. So I think, there's these whole anti-work, like Reddit boards where they talk about, I don't know, just how fucked up capitalism is, and
truly
the way the system is just designed to grind as much effort out of the worker as possible for the least possible, payment and compensation, and really how our bosses own everything, and we're just kind of fighting each other over these little scraps.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucked up when you think about it, and I think it won't last, right? It never has. You look at history, look at French Revolution, American Revolution, Spanish Revolution,
all sorts of revolutions.
Yeah, everywhere. Anytime there's been a system like this where there's this much discrepancy between the haves and have-nots, eventually it can't stand.
No, there's a bubble for everything like that.
Dude, people are pissed, and it will really, the way it goes will be determined by what happens with the wealth that's generated by artificial intelligence. So clearly this new technology is going to change everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have, truckers won't have jobs anymore. McDonald's will, it'll all be automated. All these jobs are going to be automated away. And the question is, what do we do with all the wealth that's generated by not having to have all these employees?
Right.
Because you can make so much more profit. The whole cost of making a hamburger at McDonald's, 90% of the cost is hiring somebody to make it.
No.
10% is the food cost, right? So as soon as you start turning over all of that new profit by taking the monkey out of the machine, I don't know if I want to use that analogy, by not hiring people anymore, you got to find something to do with it. And if it all goes to the richest 1%, 10% in America, people are going to come with pitchforks, man. It's not even pitchforks, like, umbrellas and lasers for the drones and whatever else. Like, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, like our whole country's deteriorating right now. It's insane to watch, like, real time. Like, I don't even know if I've ever known a time of peace around here since I was born. I
remember the G20 riots in Pittsburgh. G20. I don't know how to say riots, protests.
Yeah, that was like 2013. That's when I first moved here.
Yep. So I was there. I was in Lawrenceville. Lawrenceville was insane. I was there at the protests, and they had this tank that was like a noise tank. It had this weapon on it that just made sound.
A raid siren, like on that kind of level.
Oh yeah. There's a sound cannon that was designed to disperse crowds.
Yeah.
And they've got this little speaker that's going.
And that's just what they're willing to show you.
Disperse. Yeah. Remember the bomb they used to kill the guy? The Dallas police had a bomb on a robot.
Yeah.
And there was like some kind of guy barricaded somewhere, and they sent a robot with a bomb on it to go kill the guy.
Yeah. Oh.
And they did. They killed him with a robot.
Yeah. Oh, that's tried and proven, literally.
We got and that's against our own citizens. No trial, no judge, no jury.
I mean, it just is what it is. That's where I stand. I'm just trying to be safe and make some money in between.
Well, then don't DJ in the South Side.
Yeah, no, I'm practically done. It looks like right now. It's just like I know too many people that like have been like directly affected, or know somebody that's been affected by like some of the violence that's been going on there. And it's pretty sad. Like,
yeah, it's a huge deal. I really am not that well educated about it. I've been learning about it from you all, but I definitely went down and hung out with Climax at Enclave once. As I was leaving, there was a shooting, and cop cars were driving everywhere.
Yeah,
and it was like 1 o'clock.
I was the last DJ for Jimmy D's before they closed for the summer. There was 3 shootings that night. Yeah.
Jimmy D's closed?
They're not closed forever, but they're taking a hiatus till the college kids come back because of what's been going on.
Jesus. Somebody just asked me if I wanted to DJ there.
All right. No, they're coming back, but like, they're like, yeah, no. And
we can't pay you very much.
I was DJing, the security like ran up the stairs. It's like 1:52 a.m. I should say. And it was like, turn the music off and all the patrons got to go out the back door. They had one shooting. It was a domestic. There was one shooting outside on between 17th and 18th Street by Jimmy D's. That's why he ran up the stairs. And then there was one on 13th Street with a fatality.
What do you think? Do you ever think about like what the answer is, or what could be done?
I have heard rumblings from the people that own stuff around here about how some of these meetings go, and it looks like they're not trying to go deal with the root of the problem, because this is not a Southside problem, it is a Pittsburgh problem, right? But apparently this problem keeps on moving from neighborhood to neighborhood throughout decades as it continues, and nobody's like fixing the root of it. And I'm not sure what the solution is, because if I did, I'd tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it probably has something to do with the cheapening of life, that there are people who don't have a lot of meaning in their lives for one reason or another, whether it's a lack of opportunity, probably poverty, lack of...
there's a bunch of factors that just hit all at the same time in the neighborhood. Like it was like basically a powder keg waiting to happen. But like it's just sad that it went as fast as it did. Like, I don't feel safe out there when I'm finished at work.
Yeah, I worry when I think about taking one of those gigs about like walking out with my gear.
Yeah, no, I DJ the flats. I'll sit in the bar till the crowd disperses out on Carson Street, like literally, and then I'm gonna go to my car, because like I'd rather be going to my car when there's 5 people on the street than 700.
With that big backpack that's
all my stuff. Like sometimes I bring a turntable to like Skybar or something. Like
Yeah, I was in Miami pretty recently. Got a photograph of this guy walking out of one of my favorite bars down there. Is the Beachcomber. It's like just like a great day party, and the DJ was cool. He was like a really nice guy. I got to meet him. He was walking out with both of his CDJs in his arms like this.
Oh my god!
Backpack on, 2 CDJs, no case, and he was just walking down Collins. And I was thinking, like, what would would anyone do that on Carson Street? I don't know. I probably wouldn't.
No, it's not somewhere. It's like I hope it turns around soon, but like it's gonna take a group effort from a lot of people to like really, really think about like what you want next for the neighborhood. Because as it is, this can't really stand like this.
Yeah. Fortunately, there's a lot of other places in the city to play, right? It's like Lawrenceville, North Side.
Yeah, no, I've like
downtown.
I've even taken it a step further and tried shifting completely out of bar gigs as much as I can. Like, I want to get into like throwing events like my Sazon party or whatever, and like Dr. Dap like tonight even has his Daps and Hugs party. I think it is.
Yeah, one of them. Daps and Pounds, Daps and Hugs.
It's Daps
he's
and
dapping
Pounds.
somebody.
Yeah, it's Daps and Pounds tonight. Yeah,
great daps from that guy, by the way.
Yeah, so like,
thank God.
I think that like the key here is to like try to go get the money from like the corporate, like the wedding side, and then take that money and go get into throwing your own events, like straight up from this point.
Have you talked to Nugget about Plenty?
I haven't really talked to him about Plenty, but I do get some residuals from that direction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they probably have like the Plenty, and then like this, like the, like if none of them can take the gig, like who gets it next, something like that. Who knows? Yeah, I think the investment in weddings, if you already have the gear, you already have the know-how. It's like an easy.
Oh, it's simple math. Like,
especially if you can get the booking yourself and you don't have to split the check with anybody.
Right. And go DJ the wedding. They give you a bunch of money and they give you a meal usually. And you don't have to worry about anything happening to you on your way to the car for the most part.
Yeah. Some of my favorite gigs have been weddings and bar mitzvahs. I used to hit bar mitzvah circuit in Pittsburgh when I was here.
I just started doing like Indian like events.
Oh.
Yeah. I recently did like, I guess I'm sorry for saying this. I'm not sure what it's called at the moment, but like the Indian version of a bar mitzvah. That was
I don't remember. I don't know. I know quinceañera.
Yeah,
I know debutante ball. Have you ever heard of the debutante ball?
No.
Oh, that's a southern southern U.S. thing. So like when a girl turns 15 or whatever in the South, in some places, Georgia, Tennessee, South Carolina, something like that, they still, in some places, have this debutante ball where she comes out and becomes a woman.
That's kind of
it's a quinceañera.
Yeah, it's the same deal. Every culture has that kind of
bat mitzvah, whatever.
But apparently there was like a bunch of like Indian DJs around here like back in the day that had like this circuit on lock, right?
Wow.
And they never passed it off to anybody. So every time I go do one of these events, I get like 5 phone numbers right after. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's sick. There's so many ways to make money DJing, right?
There literally is. It's like if one lane closes, there's like 100 more to go do. I'm like doing world music now.
That's what's up. And I hope the production thing and the like electronic music thing takes off too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna take a lot of effort. It's like I'm like a neophyte in production for real, and I'm gonna have to have my friends teach me like literally from scratch like a child. Like, hey, you need to go drag this here, and here's why. Like,
I mean, we can do intro to Ableton. Are you thinking Ableton, or are you gonna try?
I'm gonna be doing
FL Studio.
I'm treating production like DJing, and I'm gonna go focus on everything.
Dope.
Like, yeah.
Well, if you want Ableton, you teach me a couple patterns after this. I'll give you a couple Ableton. We'll make it happen.
Feel that? Like,
we'll turn on the air conditioner.
AC for sure.
Do you want to plug any of your shows coming up, or anything else you want to talk about?
Yeah. So I have. Let me see. I think the main thing is my Latin Afro dance party Sazon. We have that on August 26th at Blue Sky Kitchen and Bar. We have Secretos de Mis Abuelos, which is a Puerto Rican restaurant imprint around Pittsburgh that I used to work for during the pandemic. Yes. And they're going to be there with the buffet on site, but Blue Sky will also be serving the same food that they have in the kitchen there. You can get a ticket online. And we have Yamez is like my partner for this party as well. So he's like such a solid DJ. You already know. Yeah. What else do I got going on? Not too much. Just trying to like, take it one day at a time. Like for real. every day is a blessing, like literally. Yeah, so that's basically all I got for now.
Dope. That's what's up. And so, I mean, I see your name all over the Gold Mark too. You've got, aren't you playing there Thursday, or is that?
Yeah, that's the one night stand party.
Yeah. Oh, that's your party. So
yeah.
First Thursday.
Yeah, first Thursday of the month I'm at the Gold Mark, and then for the I think next summer.
And that's with JX4 and Nugget.
No, that's just with Nugget. But we've started like taking guests. Like we had Dr. Jap the other day. We had Jay Roberts from Los Angeles. We had Bonics, you know, and that was like the last 3 months.
Sick.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next.
Yes, sir.
Alex Rivera. Pop. AloVera. I love that.
Yeah, look out for AloVera, man.
Let's go.